What's going on, everybody? I want to go through. I'm gonna kind of freehand this. It's gonna be moving quite a bit, but it's gonna be a shorter light video. I want to kind of go through what I do before I'm going cutting on a big. Well, I ain't gonna say a big job, but a bigger job. Just not going to cut firewood or cut one tree. If I'm going to cut multiple trees, I always get a couple to 2 or 3 loops of the size bar I'm planning on running and throw them in the truck sharp and ready to go. Uh, I've got this set up right here so I can get my drags the way I like them on a sharp chain. These are brand new chains, and since I've been running the steel saws, I've been taking some off the breakers right out of the box. I used to not do that when I run Husky saws. They wouldn't stout enough hardly to pull a new chain without getting bound up all the time. So I was running them pretty low, but I'm even knocking them down a little more. But I always get the loops ready, and I always fill up every saw that I have full of gas and oil, or every saw that I'm taking. Like tomorrow, I'm going to be doing some falling and bucking, lemon and stuff. So I'm going to take the 500i, 462, and the 400C, and maybe a couple top-handled saws and my pole saw because I'm falling a tree that's close to the house. It's got some low-lying limbs that I need to take off as tall as the house is. You know, I need to get up about as high as that thing will reach, about 16 foot, knock some of the limbs off. That way when this thing falls, the limbs ain't brushing against the house as it goes over. And it may not anyway, but I want to make sure. So I do that. These will all be full of gas and oil. They've all got sharp chains on them with the drag set already. And also, I go ahead and load everything up in the truck that I'm going to take with me, or I think that I'm going to need. I'll have it in the truck that evening. That way in the morning, I don't load my saws up just because I don't like my saws sitting in the bed of the truck. But I will, I went through that's my last reel of Husqvarna chain. So I guess the full comp, I guess I'm going to be working on these two. Started grinding. I played with my grinder a little bit, and I changed out to my wheel that does the 325 chain. That way I come in, and it's not like a baby C, but it's closer to the square ground. I'm not getting all the way down to the gullet, so I've got less teeth or whatever, less of the tooth with the gullet out. So I'm just playing with that idea. I'm just trying it. I don't know how it works. May not cut with crap. None of these may cut worth of crap that I ground like that, but I am taking some regular chain that I know cuts, like some round file that I've done, and some new chain. So that's what I do. I try to get everything ready. Like I'll fuel all the saws up, oil them up, get my little Oregon gas jug top back off, and that way, I've got everything I need ready to go. I can just load it up real quick and do it if I have time. I try to work on it through the week, evenings, as I'm going, but just sometimes when you're doing so much cutting, you just get behind and you can't hardly do that. But if it's to where I can, I do that. And the reason being, yes, I can sharpen out in the field, round file it or whatever. But to me, that's a lot of time wasted filing out there when I could be, bucking wood and cutting, especially now that the days are short. I want to use every bit of daylight that I can to be cutting, and I can come back home at 5 o'clock or whatever and work on my chain. And you probably don't need, and I've got some more, and that's what I got them chains hanging up in the back of my truck. I'm taking these mainly to play with a little bit, but that's why I put those chains on the coat rack hanger or whatever. And I've got extra tools out there that's not even in my falling pouch. I keep extra files. I've got a little box of them. I keep all my, well, not all my ropes. I keep cables and a couple ropes in there just in case, you never know. But I try to keep everything that you might need. And one good thing is I'm not cutting far from the house, but if you were, you know, I don't want to get out there and be looking. I keep all my extra wedges. I keep in between the fuel tank and the bed of my truck, or my newer ones, I've started carrying a little bag full of them. Actually, the like backpack thing, string backpack that my cut pants come in, I keep all my pouch or wedges in them. So that's just a few things that I do to, I've got this 261 tore down. I'm going to try to make it to where I can get a full wrap handle on it. I cut the plastic here, and of course I've cut it down here, and I cut it here, like off right here, and then I left the stub sticking out, coming out this way. That way I'm hoping I can mount an old school steel handle to it, like run screws up through it. It'll still have some plastic on it, but I'm hoping a handle like this will go around and screw to it on the outside, maybe. And then my spring thing, I'll just make an extension, but we're going to see how that works. We're going to get into that. I tried to fab me one up out of some handles I had laying around, and that didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. So, yeah, no. I cut too much off too quick, I think. But anyway, my gloves in the way. That's just a few things that I do to try to get ready to speed up production. And I used to not, back a while ago, it's been a long while, I used to not think like that. I would just grab my gas, grab my saw, grab a few things and go. Then my chain get dull, then I'm out there, you know, cutting and carrying on. And this don't work too bad. I've got all them done, and I'm not having to take it, you know, the bar on and off of the saw to do it. And it's fairly tight, like, you know, tight enough to do drags. I don't know that I'd want to sharpen a chain like that unless I, like, you know, tighten it up a little bit more. But it ain't much looser than what I run my chain on my saw, so if any looser. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here. That's enough of that, and I'm gonna be running my Baby C deal that I done tomorrow. I'm gonna be running some of these new grinds, the one with the 325 wheel, and the one with the just the regular wheel that I showed y'all on one of my videos. To let you know, I'm not taking the 661 or the 395 because really I think the biggest tree I've got to cut's a pine tree, and it may be about 30 inches on the stump, 32 inches on the stump or something like that. So not a lot of big timber, but they're in tight places. They're all around in like a subdivision area, and it's quite a few trees that I'm taking out. I'm probably only going to do like 3 tomorrow. Try to get that mess cleaned up, and we'll see how it goes. And then it may take me more than one day to do it too. So, but anyway, keep on liking, keep on subscribing, and I appreciate everybody. Man, the channel's really jumped up. We're like to 1,050 already. It's unreal. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here so you can quit hearing the nonsense. I just thought I'd share this. It might help somebody new. You know, it's kind of common sense, but if it don't ever dawn on you, if you got other things on your mind, sometimes you don't really think about the little things that help you later on. So that's why I'm sharing this for any of you new guys. If you can get and especially if you're not real good at sharpening yet, or just don't like hand filing. I'm not crazy about hand filing. I do it because I think it cuts better, but it's slow, and I don't enjoy filing saws. I'd rather be running them. Don't have no lies to tell. I don't mind ground chain with like a grinder like that Oregon one. I don't think it cuts as good, and you got to take it off the saw and all that. And I still do my rakers by hand because I don't like the way that does the rakers. So to me, that's why I went back to hand filing. But with this Oregon chain, I'm going to have to grind most of it anyway. If I use it, probably just going to keep it. And, you know, so I might as well get used to grinding. And plus, you know, if you dull 2 or 3 chains, rock them pretty bad like that 462. I mean, if you got a rock chain, it takes a long while to hand file one out. You can do it, but you go through a lot of files and a lot of crap, just a lot of time. And like I say, you could be doing something else. So, you know, that's the deal on that. So, like I say, if you're new to it and you're not real good at filing, get your 2 or 3 loops made up and come home and practice on something steady until you get good. And I've seen some people that's really fast at it, or they'll use a file guide out there while they're cutting, and it helps them out, speeds up. But to me, this is just the more practical way, more, I ain't gonna say cost efficient, because it takes you time to sharpen them either way. But I'm sharpening them at night where it's not taken away from my cutting in the day, especially since the days are short. And plus, if I'm, you know, cutting and I'm in a hurry and I'm wanting to get done, or, you know, needing to be somewhere, and I just like, you know, 10 or 15 minutes, you dull a chain, you only got one chain, well, then there you are, 30 minutes trying to sharpen in that dude. So it's just one of them kind of deals. Just think about it. If you want to, if you don't, that's fine. Do it however you want to. I'm just, like I say, I'm just trying to help. And like I say, I appreciate everybody. We'll catch you on the next one.